let's give him
That could work, yeah.
the Zeus.
Let's make this clear. We will not split up.
He's not a player.
Alright, everything's looking good. It's 2:30, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. He wants to run this hop twice over, so if it takes the full 3 hours at 5:30, that gives me 1 hour to finalize my 6:30. Things I gotta finalize for the 6:30 is retest the flood model and what is it? Undo KKAV weapon. No, KKAV scripts from my server, which I can only do manually without removing the mod. And then restarting it. And then any AI placement I want to do. That should be doable in an hour. Realistically, that should take, what, 45 minutes? So we'll run that. That'll probably be an hour and a half mission file.
Force turning headlights off on vehicles.
Yes, if you double-click the VIC, there should be an option. Let me find one and double-click it here. So it's under headlight search. You just hit switch off, which is the little D without the light coming out of the line on the D. That register?
Got it, thank you.
No problem. Also notice you have a lot of like 4-man groups beside like battle towers and stuff. For example, the one all the way to the southwest. Is that on purpose or did you miss a garrison?
Probably missed a garrison.
Yeah, because also on the northern part, on the northwest side, there's a lot of stuff that you have just kind of preset. And then same with the... Yeah, it's like the entire northern section. Double check all your AI right now and make sure they're at where you want them to be. Let's see. So, yeah, no, the 6:30 still needs about 45 more minutes. But that's only if I want to pre-spawn stuff. At the very least, I have to retest the flood damage model. With some new health settings I set up. And then the damage model on players. But everything else should be properly set up. And that is going to be a 1 life. And hopefully it won't be too crazy. I might make it, I'll probably make it 2 life, and then just put a respawn point down and say, hey, if you die, just, you know, chill here. I'll go over and I'll give him a teleport in. That should be good. But yeah, sorry, I'm rambling about my 6:30 mission, which is in a little under 4 hours. Just, I wanted to do a second wave of testing on it, and I found out that the shotgun is absolutely dog shit against, Covenant models. Which is a shame, because I was hoping that thing would, like, one-tap people at point blank, but I can't get what I want.
Northwest route or the south east.
Yeah, I'm turning them down a little bit.
I actually thought about going along the beach to hit the north first.
Oh, that's my LR.
Right, beach side it is.
Funny enough, the last time I had this AO done, they went on the beach side and they totally fucked it up. So this should be good.
Was this a similar premise?
Yeah, something to do with the airfield as well, actually, but this was months ago. You still have Tower 3 on the western side with the garrison outside of it.
Touche.
Well, I mean, you said you wanted, and then there's another tower here that doesn't have anything. Again, yeah, you still have a lot of stuff that's on garrison, so...
Yeah. It's a case of doing it on the fly, really, isn't it?
Okay. But yeah, no, so this is gonna be, how we do things in TSB is... A new Zeus usually has to be here. We're redoing the rules right now, but the consensus has been they're either a T3 or they've been here for at least a year. And From there, they have to be picked from a group of people based off of activity in, the past few months. And availability, like if we need more Zeuses. So then they spectate 3 missions that the standard Zeuses do, such as mine, Sniper Wolves, any of the other Zeuses we have active here. I'm blanking right now. Barbarian's another one. But they'll spectate 3 missions. The Zeus will give them feedback and show them, to help show what the players like, don't like, yada-da, based on, various scenarios. Then they'll sit with one of the Zeuses, and the Zeus will go through a bunch of Eden Editor stuff, some of the scripts we use, all of that jazz. And then they host 3 missions where the Zeus has to sit in on it, and I'm not allowed to do anything. I used to do a little bit here and there, but people complain, so now it's just literally going to be me watching and, talking about stuff and watching silly stuff happen. And then after that, they are fully allowed to do whatever they want. Fork, I don't think I'm going to stream any Cyberpunk. I mean, just looking at my schedule for this week alone, and then some of the things I have to do, I want to release a channel update video, which I'll probably use this video or tonight's 506 stop to go over stuff with that. And then I have an Eden Editor tutorial, which is about 40% done. I want to finish up for the weekend as well. So, yeah. But I'm just kind of plotting the rest of my day, because it's going to be this, and then I'll have an hour or two to finalize my 6:30, and I'm really happy for my 6:30, because it's literally going to be like the Marine POV from the Mission 343 Guilty Spark. Oh, that's not good. There's someone's desyncing out in that vehicle, probably crashing, so oof. But how 343 Guilty Spark went is that's when you find the flood. Yeah, so Onion Ring's the driver in that one. That's why it's lagging out.
How many people lost connection?
Jeez. See, that's actually really bad because there's only 16 people playing because he limited the slot count. And this is one of the risks of having small-scale things, especially on a map like Mole of Kintert, however the hell you say this one, is because it can be a little bit weird in the central map. That's why I stopped using it personally, because it just had these weird spikes on it. Plus, everyone else in TSB was using it to death, so... Shrug. But 343 Guilty Spark, the mission where you meet the Flood in Halo... when the Master Chief comes up from the elevator and before he gets teleported to the next mission by the Monitor, there's a bunch of Marines out there that, like, walk him out. And basically, the mission is going to concern how the Marines got there. And, I'm just going to use the wetlands map that Night of Izzard made and have some fun. Gonna have Covenant, Elite, and Jackal models. Elite models from Optrade, Jackal models, and Flood models from Final Dawn, which... You're not supposed to use them because people get pissy because those assets are directly ripped from Halo 2, but I mean, I've used plenty of assets that are ripped from many different places, and I'm not a big enough channel to get any international attention, I'm not PewDiePie to do things like that, so I'll be okay on that regard. I know I just get some evil eyes from certain Dems when I do stuff like that, but hey, I mean, Star Wars is mostly ripped assets, at least the good stuff. Though I will admit, people like Crypto, who've been making the Star Wars mods, they put a lot of good work into it, but it's all the same Clone Wars shit. So if you want to do anything past Clone Wars, you have to go back to Swap, but that's just me rambling, so... I mean, the good news, though, is that the channels seem to be unblacklisted right now, and they're... slowly going up in viewership. And it's not just one particular video, it's just everything overall. So the system is working back as intended. So we'll see where that goes. I mean, it's nice because... And I'll cover this all in the channel update as well, but the job I had lined up has fallen through because of COVID. That was months ago. And I've been outright told recently that it might not be available when COVID ends. Which won't be for a while anyhow. But anyway, again, Zander is the guy that's doing everything. Did chat get yeeted? No, I mean... Yeah, it's still showing on the monitor. Cool. But, yeah. It just means YouTube stays full time, and yeah. Yeah, so again, you have all of these groups right here. Like, do you not mean to have them garrisoned, or?
Originally I did, yeah. Trouble is, they weren't added to the Zeus interface, so I have just had to keep on adding stuff.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna keep them on the ground and just make them do patrols and stuff.
All right. Yeah, so I don't know why. Like, I thought he meant to have these garrisoned because I was telling him about it. Now he's making patrols on them, but it's kind of weird. But now you have the squads. This is actually exactly how one of my AOs went. They literally did a force split like this. One group, they dismounted out here and pushed. Also, I'm gonna quickly check this. Yeah. Hey, by the way, the Nissan PKTs, they don't spawn with any ammo. It's been like that for a few updates, so those are going to be a little on the useless side.
Wow!
Yeah, this is why you have to check your assets before you put a mission file together, Forehead.
That is so dumb. He's dead anyway now. Why is it they don't do that then?
They don't have any ammo in the turrets because Art just broke something in the variable for the PKM ammo that it doesn't recognize the ammo anymore. Also, if you want us to have better radio reception, we should teleport closer to the AO because it's basing off of where your character is in comparison to where I am on the Zeus map and vice versa.
Okay, yeah. I'll move us closer.
Okay. Sounds like they're having a good time, though. I mean, from what I've been told, I think they're just coming on the airfield to rescue a bunch of people. Doesn't help that one squad's over here and one squad's over there, but it makes sense because, you know, one squad doesn't have their LR dude. So everything's kind of astray. But I can only give advice. How new is Zander Dezucing? This is his last spectator mission. So he's supposed to be, like, almost ready to go. Which, granted, I don't, like, the only thing I'm iffy about is he didn't have things garrisoned when he was supposed to. Like, that, the vehicle thing is a meh. Like, you know, that actually takes people quite a few ops to realize they do need to test every little detail. I mean, it took me fucking years to figure that one out, but, you know, it's one of those things that when you finally know, then you know. Yeah, you might also want to TP Onion Rain in as well as Brad. I think they're going to say when they're ready on side chat, though. So just wait for that, and then I'll let you handle that, okay?
Yeah, I was literally about to type in chat, so if they need a TP, just yell at me.
Yep, yeah, I mean, they should just ask on side chat, so you should be fine on that regard. Okay. I mean, he doesn't have to tell them. They should know by now, but that's fine. Right. Yeah, he picked this outfit for the SAS. Again, I didn't make the file. I'm literally just here to spectate, but I thought I'd stream it just to have some fun here. Also, I'm in 3D. Thanks for the 5-month resub, my man. I hope you keep enjoying the ops. Hope you are enjoying your holidays with whatever you celebrate, and I hope you get a kick out of this. Now you have Silver running out by himself. That's not really a good idea. You got all these guys that have pushed out JY. I think his body did a ragdoll there because it came out of that and just flew away. But yeah, it doesn't help that they split their force. So I mean, it makes sense because they don't have the other guy with the radio. But, you know, maybe just hold and, like, just ask the Zeus to help get you guys together, because at this point, most of these dudes are dead. So Brad would need to TP up there, but again, I only step in if he needs me to step in, yada da.
Is medical came.
Yeah, this building's actually a complete cereal box, so there's not really any cover. I get why you want to spearhead in and dismount, because, you know, being caught out here is even worse, but...
I had to run back.
I'm
Dragging JY over here.
positions.
I've been shot again. I've been shot again.
Yes, I was on.
Hey, Zander, question for you.
Shoot.
You gave them smoke grenades, right? Okay, just making sure.
Alpha Extra is back. What's your situation?
I gave him smoke 40 mics as well.
Yeah, so they're not choosing to mount back up and try to leave here. In which case, I mean, when they decide to throw their head against a wall, feel free to have the wall tumble down on them. That's my policy, at least. It doesn't help that
We're kind of getting cocked.
one squad lost their radio and, you know, only one squad pushed in while the other one stayed on hold. But at the same time, if you lose comms with each other, then you probably shouldn't push into the AO, but TSB doesn't think about that.
090195 rough-ish.
iPhone, we're on our way.
Yeah, I mean, this would be an instance where you want to smoke, get in that vehicle, and drive out because, you know, your backup is getting shot to shit. And that just got RPG'd. See, they even said in the beginning between the squad leaders, I don't think I caught this on stream, but they didn't want to separate the squads. And the first thing they did was separate the squads. So now that the Vic just got RPG'd, I'm willing to bet that might have been Xander's ECing, which is, actually the RCing, which is fine. I think he had these guys search Garrison. But yeah, now at least they're gonna get together here. Guess they'll die, yeah, right?
Moxie's dead, let's go. You good?
Now it's up to Zander to be aggressive here if he wants to. He could have these groups push in. Because they did drive past this group and aggro them, but let's see if he'll be nice and let these guys get their foot in the door. See, it's also really important to understand this, because when I'm really harsh on people in TSB, yeah, so he's RCing this and he's firing at them as they're crossing, which is fine in my opinion. But most Zeuses in TSB aren't that aggressive. I don't know if it's one life either, Mac. I do know he's running this op a second time afterwards because he limited the slots. Yeah, so I think there's something wrong with Brad's mods if he keeps crashing out like this, because probably a TSB assets mismatch or something, but the reason the players get so comfortable in doing stuff like that is because they play ops where they're able to get away with that. When, if this was my op, that first group would have been swarmed by everything in here, which would have opened this group to come in, minus, you know, the garrisons I would have had on the towers, but they probably would have murked everyone, and yeah, I doubt anyone actually picked up his radio. That wasn't a lag out disconnect, I think that was a choice by disconnect. Yeah, so I don't see Mox in the channel anymore, so he left the op.
Attack yourself now, attack yourself, moving forward.
Grabbing a...
He had to go, yeah. I don't know, Marine. I think since the op's being run a second time, you should just wait till then. Nice, Falcon. Good to hear your new computer's working. And Don, that's fine. We we as a policy delete the VODs anyhow, so that's fine.
We've switched some of them out,
So yeah, they're together. They're now gonna most likely be able to steamroll everything unless he actually, like, you know, sends groups to go and attack. But at least with 16 dudes and, you know, garrisonable buildings and whatnot, I think these guys will be fine. Yeah, I know, Larry, it's because I don't always delete them. I only delete them if I perceive a problem with them, like someone says a word they're not supposed to, or there's a hint of copyrighted music, because now that's a no-no.
Would it be okay at this point just to chuck an RPG into the building?
Yeah, I'm surprised you're not having the northern garrisons, like, try to swarm there. You had an opportunity to kind of pinch off the group that charged in blindly and murder them, but you, held, so... You do you.
Matt, you guys are moving.
I'm trying to give him a little bit of respite.
Yeah, it's understandable, but at the same time, you also need to know, like, when the... actually, hold on. It's entirely dependent on your Zeus style, but if one squad charges in with no backup and gets fucked, you know, sometimes it's better just to let them get fucked, because now they're gonna think, oh, I can get away with that again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then they'll come into one of my ops and try that exact same strategy, and I will wipe the floor with them. But again, it's up to you to make your own Zeus style. That's one of the great things about TSB, is because we have so many people that do so many different ways, and it's that variability that, you know, people come by for. So don't feel pressured by me telling you what to do to, you know, do that, but at the same time, see what you like and don't like.
I mean, as you said, it's different Zeus styles, so it's me finding my own one.
Correct.
We should have it.
No, Falcon, I want them to think with just a little bit of common sense, because you don't have 8 people charged in the middle of an enemy-controlled airfield and duke it out. That's how people get killed.
And shit, we're going to cover the ground so they can
baby.
Contacts east, contacts east.
Yeah, this map has random animals that spawn around the map. It's really fun. Shut up, Larry.
Where are we moving to?
Because now these guys are really moving through an open area, and the other group right here, because I don't think anyone picked up Mox's radio, because they're not communicating, so they're going to end up getting separated again. Yeah, so we switched them out for 50
Bravo,
cal.
you good to move. We got a techie southeast.
Am I good?
Good. Do not group up. What happened last time? You getting through your black guy.
Okay.
Yeah, so they just killed the gunner off that. Driver's going to drive back on his own. But yeah, Falcon got a new PC, so he no longer has his 2010 Obama Mac. And he can actually play games properly again. So realistically, based off of what Zander's doing, he's trying to close the gap here, send some QRF. That's going to push these guys to go onto the airstrip, which is really dangerous because there's no cover here. So these guys basically have to they gotta kill the AI before the AI can get the drop on them. And it's worrisome because the team leaders have GLs, and if they start having the brain to use it, the spacing here is going to get torn apart. But I doubt it because the AI don't seem to be doing it. Someone's digging a small trench there. Now we're actually seeing some smokes getting popped. Which, again, good strategy based off of where the players are going here, but it shocks me that this original firefight had a lack of smokes, period.
let's give him a
So these guys are crossing up to here. Again, that'll buy them some distance between their attackers to go up to here, but I wonder how he's going to counter this. Still has a few Nissans that, again, don't have any ammo on the gun because RHS is silly. But we might see the players move south, start clearing this area out, and then going right. Yeah, I think right here will be fine.
Why aren't they taking their Vics? Oh, they got blown up.
Well, you blew one up, the other one they just ditched, so... I mean, TSB normally, if they're unarmed, they just ditch their Vics somewhere. Even if they're armed, they'll just leave them and go on foot. Now we have a lull here because the players have broken off from the attackers. VCOM's gonna probably have some of these AI start heading over here, or at least, you know, expanding to try to find them. Or at least check out, you know, what these smoke billows are. Because it is visible from the AI, if not barely. And no one's now pulling rear security as they all charge. That's cute.
Yep.
Also keep an eye on the runway if that plane gets...
Watch out for those guys. There could be IEDs.
Two taxis coming towards us as well. Taxi coming.
Yep, so running across the open airfield, this machine gun started firing off. We have a 50 cal technical coming through. And they need to really focus on that gunner, because if they don't, that gunner is going to tear them apart, because this is all open area. GL just went off. Gunner is down. And the driver is down too. So I'll be curious to see if they take that.
Brains, they're gonna capture it. Way!
And then it whipped.
Yep. Give him a little bit of fire support there. He fired up, killed the driver on that one. With the 50 cal, they tore apart the other one, but I'll be curious to see how Zander counters this, if at all. I mean, this just might be one of those missions where you go through and you kill everything. That's fine. I mean, I made Monday's Vietnam, which I posted an hour ago, was pretty much like that. I just know that TSB, because we have all these different Zeuses, it's also a lot of different people that like to play a variety of different things. So, you know, some players like things more difficult, some players like it more casual. I will admit, though, spectating-wise, I prefer watching the hardcore ones to casual, because casual is just me sitting here for 2 hours going, yay, they did it, you know? But at least we can check for anything funny. Plus, I can chat with you guys. So again, tonight on the docket, we've got Halo 3 mission in 3.5 hours based off of 343 Guilty Spark. From Halo CE, it'll have Covenant and Flood, Jackals, Elites, and Infected Humans. And then Cherry will be Zeusing the 506 Secret Squirrel mission. I'll be on the ground for that for Vietnam. And then tomorrow's uploads will be the 343 mission and round 3 of FNF. And then over the next few days, we'll publish a channel update and potentially I'll finish the mission, the Eden Editor tutorial. No, not Halo 3, Halo CE, Combat Evolved. Zam, I'm gonna be honest with you, the Jackals, or not the Jackals, the Covenant Carbine, according to the Ace damage model, actually does more damage than the beam rifle, which I think is kind of hilarious. Sometimes the Jackal won't even shoot people with their plasma pistols from time to time, because when you give AI pistols and handguns, which are, you know, their secondary weapons instead of primary weapons, they get a little weird with it, to say the least. No, I said Halo CE, as in Halo Combat Evolved. That's the original campaign, Forehead. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna have it here and there, but I'll probably fill in more with the carbine.
Just need to move.
Head to the southeast, head to the red terminal southeast.
But yeah, if you're playing, make sure you also get T1 add-ons for the other fun stuff.
I'm guessing for this first half of the op, they've got like, what, 25 minutes left?
Do they know that?
Well, for the first wave, as it would.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Because of the other group that are waiting to come in for the second run.
Okay, so you want to tell them that, right? That they've got... Because that means you're restarting the mission, right?
Yeah, well, that was the original plan. Yes.
Okay, well then you need to tell them that, because you don't want to pull the rug from under them.
No, it was told in the ops thing.
Yeah, but it's good to give them reminders, because you think these chuckle fucks are communicating with each other?
True, there is that.
I mean, I'm just telling you, like, it's usually better to give them a reminder over that, because they're probably not thinking about that. They're thinking about, you know, trying to get the AO done and their units coordinated and that sort of shit.
Hi to the squad leads.
Go for Alpha.
Just a reminder that this mission is gonna end quick. You know, 2 squads running through a small mission with another.
Just tell them the time limit, Zander!
Copy that. We're just trying to mop up any enemy we can find right now.
Hi to ground units. The terrorists have just put up a news article on the TV. Looks like the hostages are being held in what looks like white domes. Might be a good idea to check that out. They've just executed 5 of them already.
Hey fam, can you repeat that? White domes.
Hey, fam.
He also killed 2 of his own dudes with that explosion.
Liru, what time's your op?
Another 3.5 hours. Don't worry about that. Yeah, it doesn't really help that all the hostages... There's no way in hell they could get this done in 25 minutes.
Step on your time slot.
Nah, you're good, you're good. I do like the SPG bunker he made. That's actually pretty dope. It's really dope, actually. I might steal that idea. You know, like gun batteries with statics and stuff. Thinking about making a certain op style like that, but it'll be a bit. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the airfield is a pretty big AO in itself, so having, you know, 16 people do it and have it only, like, it's more of an hour and a half gig, if you ask me, unless the players get lucky, but he has everything so varied. Like, perhaps if he said, hey, maybe there were clues, like, you know, at a certain position to tell him, like, you know, exactly where the hostages were, I think that would have been a little bit better.
They go.
It's a lot, you know? But I like how the players are adapting here. They're actually, you know, trying to go out and find where those hostages are, but there's going to be a lot they need to check.
Oh god, I'm gonna be the one.
But now that you're having this level of force split here, I think the AI are a little super stagnated here. So it won't be an issue.
Playing previously. I'm fanning right now. Yeah,
And that's what you get for leaving your squad.
Oof. 50 cal just came up and murked that vehicle. So basically, Zander's having SAS dudes find groups of hostages in white domes. I'm gonna have a lot to write on the feedback for this one. These guys are starting to get suppressed by a 50. I don't think they've noticed yet. Waiting to see one of the 50s land true here and knock them.
Near the tower, number 6. I think it's not Vishka or some shit. Something. It's...
They got a rifleman down there shooting at him.
No, it's down below. Oh yeah, it's...
I don't know what update changed it, but the AI are now a lot less accurate on 50 cals. Which is good, don't get me wrong, but it used to be like if a 50 cal rolled up, you were dead.
Oh, no,
Like it would just annihilate you, and that would be the end of it. But yeah, no, it gave them time. They picked off the gunner. Driver's also dead, that's nice. But even in the scheme of the op, this would still be an AO I'd like to play. Because, you know, it's just a matter of you coordinate your squad well, you push around, and, you know, you have fun. What do you do?
Already.
I'll be curious to see how he does reinsert as well. Also, why do we have 2 dudes that have broken off going to this one on their own? And then the 2 dudes on Overwatch here, they're gonna have to eventually form back up. I mean, and then they have this opened up, and they got a guy in the middle open.
The dome.
Good old TSB tactics.
Hold on, let me get a seat.
Oh, I need to reload.
Yes, yeah.
I think what would have been better in this AO is maybe if they gave the SAS a gun truck. Did I just see their truck get RPG'd up there? Yep. I think if the SAS got a gun truck or something to help them kind of spearhead in, that would have been a little better. Zander need to have all the fortifications done beforehand. And I'll write that in the notes, but...
He's fine, I killed him,
Sure does.
Yeah, definitely, you know, some intel somewhere as like a secondary objective to say, hey, you know, we believe that there might be some intel here at their command post to tell you more information on where they are specifically. Because it would have been a matter of, okay, they have to go to that command post, find that intel, and that intel will then point them to, you know, which zone it is specifically. And now they're driving away in an ambulance. Oh my god. Now is this machine gunner gonna open up on it? No, because he gets run over.
Okay, keep going.
Surprised no one shot. They got the SPG turret down, but yeah, just with the break off of these AI here, the players have been, for the most part, been able to steamroll, which is fine. I wouldn't think an APC, Don, because, you know, Special Forces, they can have gun trucks and technicals. I mean, just, honestly, like, just a 50 cal. I know we don't have the, we don't have 3CB, so we don't have Jackals and stuff, but, or I think it's Coyote and Jackals. But, you know, you could just make a 50 cal Vic out of anything. Probably an M2 instead of a Cord or Dishka because it has a bigger box of ammo, you know, 100 compared to 50, so it's better for fire support. But you could just, you know, take a truck, put a 50 cal on it with attached to, or just, you know, take a vanilla off-road technical. So you can add the shield on it to give the gunner a little bit more protection, you know, step it up somehow. But I think that little extra oomph of fire support would have been good. Like, I get where he was going to, where only the squad leaders have the little radios, because, you know, if this was like an older style op, short-range radios at the infantry level.
Wow, okay. That's a feature.
What?
Because I'm trying to get them to expedite the mission. I just shot a load of civilians with one of their own. The Op4 guy killed me.
Yes, that's because there is a there's a setting in ACE that lets you turn that off.
Interesting.
I mean, you can just end key the civs, it should be fine.
But I wanted to do it so that they could hear the shots.
Then shoot in the dome at a wall and then end key the civs.
Hide the ground units.
Go 5.
They've just executed another lot of civilians. I believe there's one lot left. We need to expedite quick.
Hey firm, we're working on.
We believe we've narrowed down their location to the north, to the very end of the runway, somewhere around there.
Can you repeat last? You got cut off.
We believe we've narrowed down the rough location of the last lot of civilians. They are towards the end of the runway.
Hey firm, end of the runway.
You have 2 groups of civvies left. Are you doing that on purpose, or...?
Kinda, yeah, basically just so that if there's... Because we don't know. The story is that they don't know how many civilians there are.
So I'm saying, like, I don't know if you're doing that on purpose or not. Excuse me.
Although I'm not actually too sure where the other lot of civilians are. I know there's the one at the end of the runway.
They're both on the eastern runway. You got one on the northern side, one on the southern side. What did he do? He just damaged it slightly, but... I don't know. Yeah, so the reinserts are driving, they're driving the Vixen. He crashed it. I mean, it's up to him if he wants to heal it or not, but that's not arm. Like, I wouldn't heal that. Yeah, exactly, Larry. But again, every Zeus will have their own style.
Got some hostages and us, but for now, just clear buildings. Clear the dome.
That dude just got picked off. Yeah, so it doesn't help, again, because there's no SR. They just have groups kind of rechecking everything. So, how would I put it? I think SLs and team leaders could have had SRs. Everyone else, they didn't have to. It just kind of helps organize things, but it's also really difficult knowing TSB that they'll break off like this, and then this is how the ops will go. They'll just turn their brains off.
Watch fire, there might be hostages.
Oh, contact zone yet.
Suspicious machine gun. I don't know what the concept is, Larry. I mean, if it's modern day, then in my opinion, everyone should have an SR, but it is also possible to, you know, do, like, say it's in the 80s or 90s and still not give everyone SR, because, again, it wasn't until the early 2000s where they gave all infantrymen radios, but... Budget cuts after Brexit, jeez. Don't get me wrong, like, this is a good concept, it just needs a little more refinement, which is why we have this whole program with the Zeuses. And that's why we also have feedback channels to... so that players can, you know, if they're from the ground, they can then give their 2 cents. And it won't always, like, the feedback isn't always meant to be 100% followed. I've gotten plenty of feedback that I've disregarded because, again, when you have many different Zeuses and many different players that come for those different Zeuses, they want one thing from a different Zeus that they get from another Zeus that they didn't get in their op, and they complain about it. But another thing I want to point out is, like, he's not deleting any bodies right now. That thing actually, like, break? What? Pretty sure the SPG just, yep. What the actual fuck did I just witness? Okay. And some of them will start picking up enemy ammo and guns.
Another one.
Not supposed to do that. I'm just Really? You did exactly what you were supposed to shoot him. Instead, you just... Okay, well... See, this is why I can't do nice things. Oh well. Yeah, exactly, Larry. Now they're gonna use the SPG-9s on those groups, and then... Oh, yada-da.
So, let's give him a warm up, shall we?
That's okay. That's why, again, I'm having the T3s.
High command to ground forces. We've just had a disturbing message on the television news that the terrorists are up to something fishy.
That was.
We still have not found the hostages. We're working on it.
Yeah, without radios, I mean, everyone just kind of bumbling around because the time limit is on the tough side, but that's making everyone panic and run off and do their own thing, dividing themselves up into small groups, which... Okay. Okay. Sure. Why would the IRA nuke themselves?
Hi, Alpha. Since that nuke went up pretty close to us, I guess we're all dead at this index.
Index.
What just happened?
How did they...
That's big yikes.
Yikes.
Okay.
Rest
You
in
go
peace,
boom?
Great Britain.
I'm confused.
Scotland. How dare you?
I'm no Dave.
Nothing of import was lost.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
He was already dead.
Nothing noteworthy, at least.
Excuse me?
Okay. If that's the underwater wrong.
Go for Zander.
You guys dawdled quite a lot. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, but my
ditched
whole
your
country.
vehicles. I wondered why you guys kind of went in two vehicles. That was a little bit
I'm
odd.
processing
I
this.
Because the way that I had set it up is that there's 2 teams of 8. You put 4 in each vehicle. So that you have advanced mobility and you can send smaller squads into areas but not split up as it would.
What just happened?
Never mind.
No
Think
communication.
about that.
Liru, could you reset the thing and we'll go again, please?
Yeah, we also lost, Bravo lost their radio, so we couldn't contact with them, so we had to just use word of mouth, so that's why we stuck so close together with them.
And Alpha was waiting for their radio to come back.
Yeah. And our radio person never came back, so...
Why did no one pick it up, though?
Your
because
body
we thought,
disappeared.
yeah, and also for Bravo, we thought that he was going to reconnect, and then we realized because we were pinned down, we moved off to the next building, and then like after we started realizing he's not reconnecting, so we literally just had to keep following Alpha. Also,
Well, let's just
yeah.
go the usual debrief way.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, because you were taking so long, the terrorist demands weren't being met, so they already had the nuke incoming by that aircraft that landed on the runway. And also for time's sake, so that we could run the up again. Yeah, boom.
Yeah, not you.
If you're on the server right now, get off the server, please.
I'm sorry.
Zander mission has been restarted.
I didn't quite get what the objective was, actually.
Going into a massive military base as guys that don't have radios or really any support makes us feel like the IRA fighting the special forces.
So,
They had armor, we
let
didn't.
me clear some questions up.
Wait.
This era is Falklands War era. So you wouldn't have had, normal people wouldn't have had radios. It would all have been done by mouth. It was only after Falklands era that people started getting radios.
Yeah, so that's what I figured with
What was the
that.
objective, actually?
It's in the name. The terrorist.
Alright, I'll be back in 3 hours for the 343 Guilty Spark op. If you want to see me Zeus, like actually Zeus. I don't. Yeah, go ahead, Don. Let's go raid Andy, and I'll be back in 3 hours. And if you want to see Covenant and Flood and players as UNSC Marines duke it out, feel free to come back. I'm just gonna go. Don, initiate the raid, please. I'm just confused on a lot of things right now.